What is up, guys? Welcome to my interview series, Back to the Covers. In these interviews with members of our drum community, we look back at their first YouTube cover and celebrate how far they have come since starting and what got them started as a YouTuber. We check out how they've improved their drumming and their setup. Join me as we revisit our YouTube drummers past and look to their futures. What is up, guys? Welcome to part 9 of Back to the Covers, and our guest today is the brilliant Bruce Baxter. Woo! There he is, look. I need some candid applause, I think. I'm always doing that. I need some candid applause. Whee! Brucey, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you, Ash?
I'm very well. So this is the first time that we've spoken properly, and that has been a theme throughout these Back to the Covers. One of the reasons I wanted to do it as well. Not that anybody needs an excuse to talk, but hey, this is my excuse to talk to everybody in our community. So, Mr. Bruce Baxter, thank you very much for agreeing to come on and do your Back to the Covers. So we will shortly be entering the DeLorean and going into your past, the past of your YouTube cover. However, we're going to start by talking about Back to the Future. So I always show some merchandise. Now I am plain out of Back to the Future merchandise. I need to get some more. However, you might have spotted it. I finally have a Back to the Covers t-shirt. There it is. Now, you're hovering there. I know you've got something. Have you got some Back to the Future stuff to show us? Show me.
Oh yeah, I've got a few things. So yeah, I'm a huge Back to the Future fan. Watched them all 1, 2, and 3. They influenced my life, believe it or not.
Excellent.
So yeah, the first thing that I want to show you is something that's really pretty cool to me. Always wanted to get the time machine. Always wanted the DeLorean, of course. And I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. Let me just see if I can get it into frame.
DMC, yeah.
This is a legitimate DeLorean order package.
Oh.
And it comes complete with the actual DeLorean order form right there. So I'm wondering maybe if one day if I could order myself a DeLorean. Yeah.
That is awesome. Oh my god.
So I got that. That's really cool. It's got a little DMC.
That's so cool. Oh my god.
And it's vintage. This is one of the first ones. Of course, that is my DeLorean.
There we go. There is the DeLorean. Awesome. I love it.
And I got one more bit of time machine memorabilia that's super special to me. It's a little bit different from the Back to the Future series. I'm just going to grab it back in here. Oh, man. So you might have seen this guy, through our WhatsApp and stuff like that. But this right here, this is my replica, my beat snare for Neil Peart's time machine drum here.
That is a thing of beauty. Is it finished?
No, you can see it's still on the back here. So
yeah. Did I just notice a little emblem on it of that?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Oh
man, that is so cool.
I can twist it for the camera here.
Yeah, that is so. Oh yeah, no, I can see it. That is wonderful. Oh my god. So this is merch galore today, dude. That is so cool. So how long until you finish it?
You know what? I was working on it just before our interview here, and I think the plan is to probably try to knock it out today. And what this is it is I wanted to get a Neil Peart snare, a time machine snare specifically for forever, right? Forever. Of course, after his passing, RIP, all of his stuff has gone way up high in price, and it is now so far out of my price range that I couldn't have it.
Yeah.
Well, I moped about that for a few months. I'm never going to get one of these. And then I realized that I have a particular set of skills that would allow me to just build my own. And so that's what I've been doing. And I've decided to tie it into my drum community and all these people that support me and all this stuff. So that's why you see the rock on in there. And there's a throwback drummer on there. Chris is amazing. Got one for Daddy Drums. There's one for Drum Man 190.
Oh,
just
man.
A throwback to all these people to show them that I love them and I support them as well. So
awesome. That is amazing. Thank you so much. I feel privileged to be on there. But yeah, wow, what a story. Now, going back to the Future, which can you choose a favorite out of the 3?
Oh man! So of all of the Back to the Covers I've watched, there seems to be a common theme. So number one, right? You can't beat number one, but then you go to number two, and as far as sequels go, they really dialed it in. They really brought it together. I think it's just as good, if not maybe slightly better than the first, with that Back into the Future 2015 elements that they've got going on there.
Yeah.
You know what? We've got to talk about Back to the Future 3, because how cool does the DeLorean look with those red wheels, with the center caps when they're putting it on the train tracks?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with number one. It's the one that introduced me to the DeLorean. It's the one that introduced me to Marty McFly and Doc Brown and Einstein, and number one.
Perfect. Now, the third one, it was always everyone's least favorite, but what we have to remember, Westerns haven't been made for years, and they made a Western movie like that holds up against any Western. It is classic. So that's all I have to say about 3, but I think I agree with you with number 1 then.
Number 1.
Okay, well, that is Back to the Future discussed. So now it's time to, and you've got that book to go with it. We are going to go in a DeLorean right now, and we're going to hop in to your past. Here we go. Boom. And there we are. We are in your past, when you first started your drum channel. So when are we?
We are in middle of January 2021.
January 2021, so 2 years ago.
2 years.
Fantastic. And where are we? Where are you in the world again?
So I'm in Melville, Saskatchewan, and that's my garage. I play drums in the garage.
Yeah.
And look at that tiny drum kit. Oh my. So little.
So, well, let's start off with that. What kit is that?
So this is a out-of-the-box Roland TD15 KV, and it's the S model. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Solid. Do you still have it?
Yeah. It's a bit bigger now, but it is my primary. It's my primary kit.
So you've added to it, and of course we will talk about that in your present, but that's it. So how long had you had this kit at this point when you recorded this cover?
A month.
A month,
okay. Yeah. Okay. I got it in December 2020.
Yeah.
I played drums before as a younger person, and then nothing really serious, just kind of dabbled around. I did have a little bit of a band where we did freestyle. Everything was freestyle, and that is a huge part of what I do. Even today, I improvise a lot. This whole cover was improvised. I remember how stressful it was for me because I didn't know what to do with my camera. Okay. I didn't know how to record a video. I literally recorded the whole room, so you could see the speaker there is what all that audio is coming out of, and I had to time it between furnaces, cutting in and out.
Okay.
Because I improvise everything, there's no way for me to like jump shot everything in. What you see from every one of my covers is done in real time, all one take, all the time. I don't know how to play consistently, right?
No, that's fantastic. It's a live environment, and you know that sums up your channel really well. It's improvising the whole channel, which is amazing. So, what got you? Why did you start a YouTube channel? Was that because you had just got the kit, or what made you record this and put it out?
So, it was all on advice from Drumeo. Actually, I joined Drumeo little trial 1 month, and I was learning some things. And one of the people had said, you know what, the best way to learn how to do anything is to record yourself. And then I thought, okay, this is a good thing. I can record myself for 2 reasons. 1, I can go back and look at my progress, and 2, so that I leave something behind for other people when it's not around anymore. YouTube's around, well, so is, hey, look what Dad did, or look what Grandpa did back in the day. So, kind of leaving a legacy, I suppose.
I'm even watching this interview. This is spooky. Say hi to your future relatives.
Hey.
There we go.
Bruce.
I love it. Fantastic. Fantastic. Great. So, why did you choose this song to be your first cover?
It was what was on the module. Like I run everything through my TD15 module, and there's a couple things about it I like. 1, the beat is easy, but it allows you to have fun and improvise. So a lot of the fills and a lot of the complexities, I was just relearning everything. So I chose the song essentially because it gave me that freedom, and it fit really good with just how naturally I played, like with the hi-hats and with everything. It just fit. So that's why it is number one.
Fantastic. Now, what camera are you using to record this?
This one was recorded on an Android. It was on like an LG phone, G7, I think.
Yeah. Cool. Very common, especially for people's first covers. And I mean, smartphone cameras are awesome nowadays, so no reason not to use it. Great. Now, usually have a bit more conversation about the audio, but this is literally your PA system playing it, right?
It literally is. This was straight up played out of that little tiny speaker. It's a 10-inch powered speaker. I think it's 300 watts. And so what I did is I have a stool. It's now a tripod system like most people do, but it was sitting on a stool. It was on a brick, and then with a board behind it. That's what was holding the phone. And this whole thing where I come in and I'm like, dude, the reason I put that angle in there is I was shy. I didn't want people really judging me that hard. I didn't want to upload this, make it public on YouTube, because honest to God, I thought for sure I would be completely blasted by the internet. I thought the internet was a horrible, mean place. I've completely changed my tone on that. If you have any reservations about putting a cover up there, please do. People like Ash will find you, and the positive feedback that you get for your covers far outweighs the trolls. Right? There are trolls, but
yeah.
So. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. So let's talk about that. So what made you finally put it out there then? So obviously you felt like that. However, you did end up. So what pushed you, and why did you do it?
So with Drumeo, they have something called a student review. Yeah. By the way, affiliated with Drumeo at all. I'm just a huge fan of their platform. But with Drumeo, they had a student review, and I had to make my video listed so that they would be able to view this show. So it was listed privately, and then after I had my first Drumeo review, and they were validating, like, hey, this guy's got good pocket, he's got good rhythm, he's actually a pretty good drummer, and they gave me all these tips and things to work on. I thought, okay, well, if these teachers thought this was pretty good, I wonder, what would my family think? So I published it, and then I just shared it out to my friends and family, and because it was public, other people eventually seen it. I had no idea there was such a huge drum community at this time. Yeah. No idea. The Facebook community existed, the Reddit community existed. Yeah. It's massive. It really is. I feel I was so oblivious to the whole drum covers thing. I didn't go out looking for them. I wasn't watching them until I posted that first one. And then shortly after, that's when I started to, of course, have my algorithm show me other drummers to watch, right? Awesome. Very cool.
So that's how you started finding people in the community and such, and boom. But yeah, it's a big, down a rabbit hole, isn't it? It just keeps going.
It keeps going. I'm still discovering. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Excellent. So as we have traveled back in time, if you could indeed have spoken to yourself back then as you are now, sir, what advice or what would you say to yourself about the journey that you would go on with this being your first cover and where you are now? What would you say to yourself?
I would talk about confidence, and I would talk about believing in yourself, and maybe not going into this with such a negative mindset. Like that really, I think it really slowed me down. The other thing that I would encourage is, if you're doing this on your own, like I am, like if you don't have a drum teacher or school nearby, there are so many resources online. Find them and use them. They've helped me immensely in how I've evolved today.
Excellent. Now you mentioned that you started drumming in the December before this one, right?
Yeah.
So you started Drumeo. When you had previously drummed, how long were you a drummer for then? Or how long did you drum for?
History there too, I guess, since we're all the way back in my past. I came into drumming because my dad is a drummer. Yeah. I remember as a young lad having an opportunity to watch him play Dire Straits one time. I think it was Walk of Life by Dire Straits. But I was a young lad. I think I was 3 or 4 years old. And then my uncle's a drummer. He's opened up for some Canadian bands like Harlequin and Men Without Hats, I think they are, Men Without Shame. And so it's always kind of been around in my family. And what really got me interested is when I was about, I don't know, 16 to 18 or something like that.
Yeah.
My cousin got a drum set. My cousin Peter got a drum set because he was taking band in school. And I was living in Regina Beach, a little beach community out here in Saskatchewan, and he had the drum set. And I just kind of started there. So shortly after, I bought my own kit and played, in Lumsden, and I went from an acoustic kit into a Yamaha. It was like a DTX 15, a little 4-piece kit with 2 triangle cymbals, and that's what I played back then. And I'm gonna say that lasted me about 2 or 3 years. I played for, and then I moved, and I sold that drum kit, and I ended up buying another drum kit when I got my own house as an older person. Played for a few years. My now wife put the drum kit into storage. Ended up playing the drum kit while it was in storage.
Okay.
And we moved in. I lost my probably close to 15 years. That's the backstory.
Excellent. Good stuff. Okay, well, I feel like we've covered everything in the past now, so let's hop back into the DeLorean, go back to the future, back to the present. Here we go. And here we are, our second stop on this journey. We are back in the present. This is your remastered cover.
Yeah.
Number one, because it's glaringly obvious, you're wearing a t-shirt, as you are now. So that is your logo. Explain your logo.
Okay, so the logo is, it's my ride symbol. Again, as a huge modder or custom tweaker, I did not like the ride that came with my kit. I was used to something a little different. So my uncle had given me his old drum kit, which is all around me. You can see it in my videos, actually, stuff stacked up all on it. That's his old kit. But the ride, I custom modified it. I made my own trigger system for it. I figured out how to make it dead so that I could hit it. And it's got a throwback to some Alchemy cymbals again. It's a reference to Neil Pearson machine drum kit. And because it is the biggest and most noticeable thing on my drum kit, everyone likes to comment on it or message me about it in my covers. It's become the Bruce Baxter logo. It's
perfect. Absolutely love it. So obviously you brought him up several times now. Neil Peart, he's your drumming hero, right?
He is. Yeah, he's who I follow. You need someone to chase, right? So I chase him, and he inspires me. I know that I don't have the time or the dedication to play to the epic level that he was at, but it doesn't stop me nonetheless from trying. So
good, awesome. Now another big difference on this one is the angles change, so you're no longer shy. So whereas before you were kind of hidden, kind of sheepishly playing, front and center, baby, you are on display. So has it really boosted your confidence, getting your stuff out there and then getting positive feedback from it? Is that what the change is?
Definitely. You know what? I got over the drummer face thing, right? All are concentrating so hard on 4 different limbs and thinking in the future, at least for me, right? I'm always thinking, hey, what's going to come next? I love how you play your covers by the music, so you know at a glance what's coming up next. I hear myself play what I'm playing the same time you guys do. You that's cool, right? It happens. It even happens, I believe, in this cover that I was just like, whoa, that was an epic fill. That was really neat. But I got over the fact that we all have concentration faces. We cannot control that. Yeah. And I think that's what was one of the things I was so shy about before, and why I was like this, because if you can't see it, Yeah. And I got to say it too. My wife thinks I'm a hot drummer. So that helps. So put myself out there so that when she watches the cover, she gets to see that. So that's pretty cool.
I love it. Fantastic answer. Absolutely brilliant. Good. So what should we talk about next? The kit has changed. So obviously so what we saw is in there somewhere, right? It's still there, only just been added to. Am I right?
Yes, it has been added to. First, I used up all the inputs on the TD15 by adding a couple of extra one extra pad and one extra cymbal, and that wasn't enough. So then I learned about drum splitters, and then I started to split off things using drum splitters, and that wasn't enough. So then I incorporated a TD4 kit that powers. There's some stuff over to the side. You can see them by the cowboy hat there. If you look, there's some old Alesis pads on there.
Yeah.
That's all running through my TD4 brain, and the way that it all works together is it all runs through a Behringer mixer. Yeah. Both outputs from both modules go into the mixer, which goes out to my PA system and into my headphones, of course. And that's how I was able to tie so much stuff into my kit.
I love it. I just did it at every stage. That wasn't enough. I wanted more. That wasn't enough. I wanted more. And you just made it happen. Fantastic.
I need more cymbals.
You want more. But just like your ride as well, you wanted to create something, you created it. There was no, I can't do it. Okay, I'm going to make it happen. Absolutely love it.
There's so many ways to make it happen, and there's so many resources out there for everyone. A great one is 6.5 Drums. If you are an e-drummer, check out 6.5 Drums. He does wicked videos telling you how all of your kit actually works. These things are actually, when you get right down to it, dead simple, and anybody can tweak them. And I encourage you to try for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Boom, boom, boom. So next thing, obviously not only is it a different angle, is it a different camera? I assume is it just your newest iPhone camera?
It is my newest iPhone camera. It's now an iPhone 13. What I do is I will use Moises, and I'll remove the drums out of whatever track I'm going to play. Good. And then I pick up into my module, and I play everything live. I don't, unless I'm doing a collaboration where I have to do drums only, which I struggle with so bad because I don't have a clean way to do it. So here's how I do it, and maybe somebody can PM me or somebody can give me some advice on how they do it. But what I do is I have a secondary phone over here. All right, it's a secondary phone that I plug my headphones into, and I play the song with my PA so freaking loud so that I can actually hear my drums with what's going on in my head, so that I can output that all to my recording device, and then it can be done. It's hugely complicated. It took me a long time to figure that out, but there's got to be a better way. Help me out.
I've got a couple ideas. We'll talk after the interview already. A few things spring to mind, but we won't take up your valuable time in this interview.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got some ideas there. Okay, good. One thing we didn't talk about in the past actually was the editing software, or did you not have to edit that old video? It was literally you just recorded and that was it. Did you use any software editing?
No, I recorded it with the camera, and the only thing I did was I cut out a little bit of the big, but not even very much. I mean, again, you saw me grab the camera and wander back to my drum kit. Yeah, no, it was nothing. Back in the day, nothing at all.
Now, obviously, you have, you can tell you've edited this because of the text and everything. So what are you using to edit the video?
Okay, so now I still do everything on my iPhone or my Android back in the day, but I discovered an app called KindMaster. And I've gone ahead and got a paid subscription, which gets rid of the logo in the corner. And it's really well.
Good. Now, what we were talking about the text on the screen, so that's quite common in your covers now. So, what's all that stuff about?
Okay. You know what? I wanted a way to communicate with people. I wanted a way to let people know what I was doing. I wanted to introduce some humor, so there's some ridiculous dad jokes in some of my covers. Another thing is, I wanted a way to have people get past the first 10, 15 seconds of my content. So by putting in these little things here, I hope to hook people's attention, hope to give them a little more insight into what's happening in my brain when I play. When I screw up, I don't edit that out. You'll see me drop sticks. You'll see missteps. It's all part of the process. And I like to do everything very organic. I don't believe drumming is about perfection. I believe it's about rhythm. And I don't believe there's any mistakes in drumming. The only thing is new drum parts. So I want to make sure that other people have that confidence to not sit and record 50,000 attempts, because we all know when that red light comes on, everything is different, right? So yeah, it was just a way to engage with my audience, because I don't have any way of doing it with my voice, right? Some people will talk. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Now, in this remastered one, when it comes to the audio, you kept it the same, didn't you? You just recorded from the PA system, putting it out. Is that how you do all of your covers? Or do
No.
you, okay, tell me your usual audio recording process.
So that was special for this one. I wanted to be able to highlight, you know, the way that I've been able to tune my kit and my own personal preferences. So everything that you hear is exactly as it's coming out of my PA system. It's all been tweaked in both my modules, and then it's further tweaked through my EQ system on my mixing board. And I thought it was a good throwback because in the other one you can hear it not so good. There was no stereo, but in this one, left and right channels, full stereo sound. But what I do with my modern covers is I will load the song up onto the module, and I remove all the drums, and I just play along. And what it does, it both my modules output to my mixer, and I've got a box. It's called an iRig stream. So that comes from the output of my mixer. It goes into this iRig stream device, which has a lightning cable that plugs into my iPhone. So I get full stereo recording, which is a game changer because for I think my first 6 or 7 covers, everything was mono. So, and there was no phasing and what I do now is I will go in on my video and I'll add just a little bit more EQ if I'm playing like a rock song on poppier. I could change that by EQing it with a rock filter, so to speak, and that's basically the process. It's full digital output now. So game changer.
Excellent, fantastic. Now you are obviously part of our community. You're in the what I would like to refer to as the DrumTuber community. You have 1.43k subscribers, so wow. Well, who would have thought if you could have told yourself it was too shy to put this out 2 years ago, you know, in two years you have 1.43k subscribers. Check you out. I can't remember what my point was. Oh, my point was, what do you love about being a DrumTuber?
The sub thing, honestly, that was never actually a goal for me. Super important for me, but what happened was I think I hit the YouTube algorithm with a Super Mario Brothers cover. Probably good timing. A lot of hate on that one because there was another famous drummer from way back in the day, Drum, and he did best Super Mario Brothers drum cover I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not at his level, but that one it generated me, I think, a lot of stuff, and it kept me kind of popping up in people's feeds, and so I just got lucky. And then there was a bit of time here. We'll talk about my 6-month break from drumming here, where I got COVID. I did a video that I had COVID, and then happened shortly after. I don't know what it was, but I was having massive high white blood cell counts, which was causing inflammation in all my joints. I mean, you can't drum when you can't, you know, it was really bad. It was really painful to come out here and drum and all that stuff. So I stopped, lost that algorithm. My videos, they don't get as many hits or whatever now, which is totally cool because, again, I don't really do it for the fame. I'm doing it for, you know, to leave a legacy or to show people, inspire people, all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Things are good health-wise. Kind of got that figured out. I still have a couple challenges, but during that time off, I went back to basics, did a lot of YouTube lessons, Drumeo lessons, learned about rudiments, incorporated some of that into my play style. So as far as I'm concerned, it was good. And now in 2023, look out, because I've already got a lot of stuff in the books, and I'm coming back. So
good. And hopefully this will be part of that as well. And of course, you were in the last 16 drummer collab as well.
That was awesome, man. That was so much fun.
Yeah, excellent. And you managed to get me drum only audio as well.
Yeah.
So that was great. Okay, good. Now, last question in the present. So this cover is Centerfield by John Fogerty. Mm-hmm. How did you find playing this again and remastering it? Tell me about that experience. You know what? I looked at both. They're both so completely different, and you could tell how much I improvise. The song
is still a go-to of mine because it is kind of near and dear. First song, I will warm up playing it. I also warm up playing "Sweet Child of Mine" by Guns N' Roses. So when that collaboration came out, I'm just like, blindfolded, buddy. I got this.
Yeah.
Oh, I find though when I replayed this one, there was more. There was way more fills, way more cymbal work, better hi-hat work, tighter triplets, all kinds of progress, and that's awesome. So it's good to have done it, to look back and see how much this changed. And here's another cool thing is I recorded this song twice now. Once late 2022 with Throwback Drummer, and even if you go back and look at that one, it's completely different from this final one here. So
that's great. Well, it's just what your channel's about, the improv. So that just validates that even more.
Just play it, just feel it and go. But
yeah.
Not to take away from people who like to do note for note covers. I respect those guys so much. I mean, you yourself included, of course. I've urged you, hey, try some improv, and you're like, oh, not ready. But then you killed that Jammy Jam, which was all about.
The Jammy Jam was awesome, and my my WWE series is my improv series. I'm not doing that with sheet music.
I love it.
Either. So anyway, but it's because of guys like you saying you give me the confidence to try it out. So I appreciate that too. Okay, awesome. So that is everything in the present. So for one last time, your final journey in the DeLorean, we're going to go into the future. So hold on tight. Here we go. And that was our last journey in the DeLorean. We are now in the future. God knows where we are. We are going to talk about what you have planned, what's coming up on your channel, what you want to achieve, all stuff like that. So, what have you got planned? What's the future of Bruce Baxter's YouTube channel?
Okay, so, for 2023, 2024, the plan is to start to take on some more complex work. I want to move away from my simple 4/4 based rock songs, maybe tackle some different genres, expand my my playability and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to continue taking my little drumming lessons and learn all these modules that I can to be a little bit better. I work on my health, make sure that I stay nice and healthy and loose and limber so that all this stuff works. Yeah. And a little bit of a pleasant surprise for me here. I believe it was maybe even in 2023. I did the Ghostbusters cover with my son. Really, really cool. He's a general percussionist in school band. And I caught him out here playing the drums one day. Didn't really even know that he was as good as he was. So it was a pleasure to actually do a drum cover with my son. It was such an surprise. And because of that, I mean, you've already seen Micah, my youngest daughter. She did a jammy jam with me, but her interest is picked up and she wants to do some drum covers. So there could be some family drum covers coming down the pipe.
Awesome.
One more thing as well that I want to work on is, to be able to challenge myself a little bit more. There are some pretty complex drum fills out there. There are some pretty epic drum fills in a lot of music, from some of the Neil Peart's complex stuff to Meshuggah to, there's so much, right? And it's usually above and beyond the capacity of what folks at my level can do. So what I want to do is I want to record a video where I try to bang it out best I can, right? Then I want to practice, record these little practice sessions, capture all the bloopers, and make a little, 3-4 minute video of what it takes for me to be able to nail this fill, right? I think it could be kind of interesting to see the frustration, sticks flying, and then the actual, hey, I finally did it. Look what I can play now. So look forward to maybe something like that later on in 2023 as well.
Excellent.
Of course.
Excellent. And any new hopes or goals or dreams or any advice that you want to give anybody else that's looking to start their own drum channel as well?
Yeah, my hopes, I hope to be able to continue to add to this kit that I play. And of course, the wall behind me, you can see there's just so much stuff to look at. Again, it's so that people don't have to see my concentration face all the time. Mm-hmm. They can see all this cool stuff. Everything has a little bit of meaning, probably to me, probably to someone else. I'm going to, just keep going, I'm going to collab with more people, be a little bit more responsible, try to get those collabs to them in time, and I'm going to have people interact with me so that I can put my style on these collaborations. And my advice is just play your drums. It doesn't matter, honestly, if you get hung up on all these little mistakes that you're making and you're stopping yourself and you're re-recording all of your videos. You're missing out on some gold. There was some excellent stuff I'm sure that you glossed over or missed because you didn't hit the flam or you didn't hit the cymbal and the snare at the same time. Just let it go, babe. Just let it go, Have fun. That's it. Happy drumming.
Have fun. Excellent. Great advice. Okay, Bruce, so that is the end of your Back to the Covers journey. How have you found this experience, my friend?
This was, to quote Ash Wells, epic. Absolutely. Like I had such a good time. I was a little bit nervous coming into it, wasn't really sure what to expect. It was a natural conversation, and yeah, it's really good. Thank you.
It's my interview series, but it's us just talking. I love it. I love doing these as well. So, like I said, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show, but also to finally speak to you. Hopefully, we will be talking more at this stage now and not just for the sake of recording it. But I'm going to finish this episode as I finish all of the previous episodes, is in the wise words of Dr. Emmett Brown. Your future hasn't been written yet. No one has. Your future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one. Bruce Baxter, you are epic, and I will see you soon, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.